How's it going, guys? Today we're here to do a game review of Dragons and Dungeons style choice game. I've never played a D&D game ever, so this will be the first time. This is something completely different. I mean, there was a few games I wanted to try, but the gameplay and the cinematics lagged so bad it was just not worth trying to play them. So this is completely something different, especially if people are huge D&D nerds. You get the rage at me in the comments. It says, you are a young wizard seeking treasure and glory. You're walking along a path in the forest, one day's journey from the Ring City, your beloved home. Night has just fallen, and you think about how it might be a good idea to find a campsite. After all, you're in Goblin territory, and it's dangerous to travel in the dark. Suddenly, you smell something awful. Uh, Rignar? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Are you responsible for that outrageous smell? You ask the warrior striking. Have you? Pray no, I am always downwind from my companions when I squeeze the belt. What the hell? Really, dude? He's popping a fart. You realize that you have never encountered the stench before, and it's close and perhaps your imagination, but it's muffled breathing you just heard. What do? Shout a warning to him. Dive flat on your face. Hide. Stop and listen, I guess. I'm gonna shout a warning. In an ambush, you shout, startled, springs off the ground like a jackrabbit, his chain armor jiggling. Just then, out of the bushes rush several snarling goblins, their eyes glowing green in the murky darkness. They charge with their short spears. Okay. With arcane word and the flourish of one hand, you send a bolt of fire into the leader of the charge, who drops to the ground, thrashing flames. Uh, we'll call him Mr. R, because I'm not going to pronounce his name. Hacks down another with his sword. The remaining three run away, whooping and yipping. Their cries are joined by others in the dark forest all around you. Many call from far, too many goblins to fight toe to toe. It's a hunting party, probably tracking wild game. We humans are a delicacy much better than mutton, Mr. R says. You regard the two dead goblins on the ground. Dead goblins are worth 10 gold pieces per head. That doesn't sound like a lot. Lucky you don't need to carry their heads around. The city authorities will accept their left ears. What do? Uh, Got their ears, I guess. Get the ears, you exclaim as you pull your razor sharp dagger from your belt. For a second, you sometimes slowly witted word sidekick doesn't understand, but as you start slowing away with the first year, he gets the idea and fishes out his own dagger. Soon you have a bloody goblin hair stuffed into your pocket, and Mr. R has one of his own. Nasty, very, however, 10 gold pieces are nearly 6 months' wages. Holy crap! To the common laborer, and you're willing to. Okay, I guess it's worth it then. What now? Mr. R asks. Certainly, there are excellent places to hide in the forest if we can just make it until morning. True, the goblins may have dogs. Well, that's a new one. And their own sense of smell is keen. You say we might climb a tree then it would at least be defensible. Mr. R suggests you wish to be treated like a fox, goblins marking underneath. If you wish a position that is both defensible and allows some freedom of movement, we should hasten to Castle Iverness is near. We could fortify ourselves behind those walls, Mr. R says. You frown. It is a fortress, yes, but hambled by what? God knows what manner of creatures may have taken up residence in the ruins. See, Highland Forest scares in the ruin wards. Uh, I'm gonna take my chances in the forest because you don't know what's gonna be behind those walls. I apologize if I sound really congested. It's my allergies. Hunting party or not, the goblins will have their work cut out from them finding you in the dense forest. If you can just hold out until morning, those little sun-hating beasts will be driven back to their holes. You know their region well enough to be certain that there are no rivers nearby, but Mr. R hopes to find at least a stream for you to wade through to show your scent trail. Unfortunately, you cannot find one even after hours of running through the forest. You're exhausted. Meanwhile, the howls of your pursuers become even louder. At this point, you have found another trail and have decided to use it for speed, hoping your long legs can at least give you some distance from the smaller goblins. The two of you dash up a fork in the road. Path of the Rights, and apparently seldom used since is nearly overgrown. Mr. R believes that this leads to the castle ruins. The path to the left is clear. You think you see firelight down the way. Could this fire belong to the goblins, or if you're lucky, it is the campfire of a friend? I gotta go with the castle in this one because you don't know if it's going to be enemy, fire, or allies. So we're gonna go with the castle. Enough foolishness. The castle Iverness and her blessed walls to proclaim. Mr. R raises his fist. Yes, may their puny boys break against our stone defense. After a minute of stumbling down what is best described as a game trail, you see the shadow husk of the ruin in the moonlight ahead. Fortunately, the battle cries of your pursuers are closer than ever, and when you look back over your shoulder, you see glowing eyes. The two of you turn on a boost of speed, and soon the outer wall of the castle looms before. It is about 10 feet high and crumbling. You realize with horror that there are no holes on the side and large enough to fit through. Meanwhile, Mr. runs faster runner than yourself. He has disappeared around the northern corner of the wall. A short spear whistles past your head. You look back and see at least 4 of the little beasts. Okay. Oh. What do you do? Follow Mr. R, jump the wall, spell, turn and blast them. We got 12 mana. Let's turn and blast them. What's this? Crushing move. Achievement unlocked. Oh, thank you. Die, filthy vermin. You should as you turn your face to your pursuers. They are not far behind, and you only have to wait a few seconds before they are in range. You shout the spell, trigger word, and a ghoul. I can't read. A gout of flame erupts from your outstretched hand, engulfing 4 goblins. They scream shrilly for a moment and then fall silent as their flaming bodies crumple to the ground. No more goblins are visible, so you run to catch up with Mr. R as you round the north. I cannot speak. Round the north side, you see him above a section of partially crumbled wall. He helps you scramble over the top and on top of the rotten gangplank. He grins at you and nods in the direction he came from. Gods, you have struck tear into that advance party. However, they will call for reinforcements. We have the wall. The question remains: can we hold it? We can go in. Your point to the castle. Keep beyond the courtyard. The castle is 3 stones tall, or at least it has been there for most of the top floor collapsed. The second story is barely any better. The fortress is as lifeless as still as a painting. Nevertheless, you wonder if anyone is looking back at you from the dark arrow slits of the first floor. Repairing the wall would just take too much time, so I'd say go into the castle. 2 are not enough to defend our 4 walls. A way to keep you shout. You run across the courtyard and open the large wooden doors with shriek of rustling hinges. Unlock. This may be a trap, my friend. We best on our guards. Mr. R says once inside. Mr. R slams and bars doors. Entrance chamber is large with high vaulted ceiling. The stone walls are cracked and flaky. The ground is strewn with loose rubble. The air is stale. Aside from double doors behind you, there are closed wooden doors on the north, east, and west walls. Near the north door, there are a stairwell going up, but it's blocked by your rubble. It is not long before the front doors begin to rattle violently through a nearby arrow slit. You can see glowing eyes and the glint of an axis chopping away at the door. You're not sure how long the bared portal will hold them. Mr. Arlen wants to hide deeper in the castle. On the other hand, this place smells of death. It might be prudent to take a few seconds to investigate the rooms. Search the rooms. Your motion to Mr. R to check the east door. You inspect the ground and see that there has been traffic through here. Some of the tracks on the dusty floor appear to be from human-sized shoes or boots, while others appear to be from bare feet, far too large to be from men. None of the tracks appear to belong to goblins. That's not good. Listen, you can hear anything over the goblins thumping and screaming outside. You direct the light of the lantern in the northern door and are about to turn towards the eastern door when something catches your attention. What is that? What? Was that an eye? You wonder. You think you caught a glimpse of a glistening eyeball through a rotting hole in the northern door, casually as though just taking another look around. You sleep your lantern over the door again, pausing for just an instant of that spot. There's a lot of reading. Holy crap. Yes, there's an eye. You're barely being watched, although your glimpse of it was fleeting. You could tell the eye did not belong to a human. Oh, great. The white of the orb is pink with the blood, while retina is pitch black and large. Probably an ogre or golem, if I had to guess. You would like to get a better look at the creature. This is a minor spell you normally use to magically open doors. In the distance, you find it's tedious opening doors yourself. As long as the door is unlocked, you could use this lazy wizard spell to open the eye door without being too close. On the other hand, this may frighten or anger whoever the eye belongs to you. Perhaps you should just talk to it. Maybe you can join forces against the goblins. Alternatively, you might be able to hurl a bolt of fire through the eye hole. Not an easy shot, but you have the element of surprise. Finally, there's something running, an option, a choice that has been keeping the wizard alive for 1,000 years. I'm gonna talk to the creature. You don't want to startle it, and you don't want to make it mad either. Deployment, just talking can often get you what you want. Language, even a greater invention. Okay. Oh, so I was right. It's either ogre or it's a golem. You muster your courage, face the door, and raise your voice to be heard over the pounding and shouting of the goblins. We mean you no harm. We wish only to crack. The door explodes open. The light of your lantern streams into the doorway to reveal a huge, muscled monster stooping over. He holds a massive spike club in one hand and a melon-sized rock in the other. He steps on. Oh, great. Uh, Devil's Tongue is. Oh, I was right. An ogre. Mr. Curses, greetings. You say you're mustering your most cheerful smile. Then yonder goblins are disrespecting your property. Let's join forces against them. Just then, the front doors of the castle burst open like a tidal wave crashing on the beach. A heap of goblins falls into the room. Creatures. What? Creatures one on top of another. Chorus of glee erupts from their fanged mouths. The ogre hurls his stones straight at me. You duck and hear a squishy thud behind you. While your diplomacy may not have been exactly worked, but now there might be an opportunity. Time to let the ogre and goblins become acquainted without you. Okay. Okay, well, I guess that ends that for the game review right there. There's a lot of reading in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, holy crap. You know, I mean, like the game, the board game was before my time, and I know that they do have a PC game version of it on Steam, which I'm pretty sure it's on Steam. But like I said, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, if that's what it mostly is, it's just reading. Holy crap! There's a lot of reading. I mean, it's interesting. I'll give it that. Would I ever be able to play Dungeons and Dragons? Probably not, just because I don't have the patience for it. But I know a lot of people who are just like complete nerds about it. I mean, they just love the game, which, you know, back in the day, you didn't really have something like Monopoly. You know, you had something like Dungeons and Dragons, you know, that gave you the adventure, you know, that adrenaline rush, you know, your character might survive or get eaten by a monster. You know, it's something that actually excited kids back in the day, you know. But hey, if Dungeons and Dragons is your type of game, more power to you. You know, I like to stick more to something like with Diablo or Diablo 2, you know, instead of having to read paragraphs after paragraphs. But that's just me. But either way, this is our game review of Dungeons and Dragons, and I'll catch you guys in the next game review. Thanks, guys.